I'm in the lab with it. I'm tired. I done ran a few games. Today's topic is why talented teams fail. And somehow they're watching another team celebrate. Talent is always gonna get attention. But championships, man, they build on something so much deeper. Because if you're an athlete, coach, or a leader, this lesson might really save your season. Welcome back to the Athlete Mentor Series. If you're new here, my name is Jada. I play, I coach, and I'm deeply in love with the game of basketball. Talent can't hide problems. Well, I mean that a little bit, possibly. When a team is loaded, especially with talent, problems become invisible. You don't notice poor communication because someone hits a difficult shot. You ignore bad attitudes because somebody has 30 points. You overlook selfishness, especially because you're still winning games. Talent becomes a bandage, but eventually the bandage has to come off. When adversity shows up, talent can no longer hide bad habits. Championship teams fix problems before they can even become losses. Average teams, they improve simply because they have to. Talented teams sometimes avoid growth because talent keeps covering up mistakes. Never confuse winning with being healthy or being content. Winning and being content can never be the same thing. Everybody wants the spotlight in hindsight, at least at some point, right? Everybody wants to be the one, the leading scorer, the highlight, the MVP, the player everybody talks about. But great teams understand this one thing. Your role is way more important than your ego. Every championship team has to have somebody that takes pride in defense, somebody to set screens, take charges. At some point, you gotta celebrate somebody else's success, no matter how great you become. Ask yourself, do you want applause or do you want banners? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you honestly can't have both. When communication breaks down, that's why talented teams fail. Talent doesn't always automatically increase trust in each other. Communication does. Like the best teams, they're gonna talk, right? Constantly. They communicate on defense, they communicate on offense, they communicate in mistakes, during practice, during disagreements, especially during difficult conversations. Talented teams can make the biggest mistake of avoiding hard conversations or avoiding conflict. But avoiding conflict does not really eliminate it. It honestly just delays it. There's a such thing as healthy conflict, and you gotta be okay with it. A lot of talented teams, they also stop being coachable. They look at the game, they see it for the success that they've obtained, the I already know, that I've made it, and they have this kind of ordeal like improvement stops, and it really doesn't. The greatest players still watch film, they never stop learning, they still practice fundamentals, they still accept criticism. Pride is the only thing that's really stopping growth, especially on a talented team. Pressure is gonna reveal character. Pressure reveals leadership, it reveals trust, it reveals preparation. And when adversity hits, you gotta figure out if y'all are gonna be the one that are gonna point fingers or you're gonna take accountability for your part. Character is gonna reveal itself when comfort is gone. The greatest teams, for real, honestly, they play for something bigger. They play for their families, they play for each other. That has nothing to do with talent. That has everything to do with heart and grit and the will to win. When you get through all of that, chemistry becomes unstoppable. Purpose fills the heart. And then you just honestly at a flow state. Here's what I want you to remember. Talent may win the game, but who are you, really? You gotta protect your culture. You gotta be able to celebrate your teammates. You gotta stay humble, man. Talented teams can go very, very far. But for real, it takes a solid person, a solid individual to seek beyond that. A team full of stars will always struggle if no one is willing to be a glue. Anytime I play a good team, I think about the story of David and Goliath. A giant gotta fall at some point. Nobody in this world can be perfect, you know what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes 4, 9, and 10, right? 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return of their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. God never designed for us to succeed alone. And that's such a hard truth for so many people to understand. Great teams are gonna reflect that truth. So when you're thinking about what it takes to get that next accolade, it might be being able to master a role on a talented team. Because at the end of the day, all of us want to play at our strengths, or we want to prepare as 3-level scorers. But at some point, you know what I'm saying? A driver will be a driver. A mid-range shooter gonna shoot. A spot 3-point shooter's gonna shoot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna go back to what they feel safe to do. You just gotta make sure that wherever you feel safe, you're efficient at it. If you do that, you'll be that average team that always wins. If this message helped you become a better teammate, a better person, it introduced you to a new perspective, hit the like button, subscribe, show me a little love. But until next time, like, keep working. Life is entirely too short. Why just be talented? People obviously remember the great things that you did, the skill that you showed, but the legacy is in what you do for other people, how well of a servant you are to other people. And even when you're in a good situation, giving your best might be what you give to other people. If that's the case scenario, then go for it. Go for 30. You know what I'm saying? Outdo yourself. While you're in that waiting season where you're not the MVP, the end all be all, honestly, you just gotta keep serving. You gotta keep growing. You gotta keep clapping for yourself when nobody else is clapping for you. You gotta be your biggest cheerleader for real. Talent might open the door, but unity, that's what keeps teams, championship teams inside. I watch pickup all the time. People load their team, they stack their team. But all talented players eventually have to go back into a role. They have to go pick up in the missing stat. That's the beauty of the game. I love it. Man, I love basketball. But all right, y'all, they picking me up, so see you later, chat.